Officially welcome, everyone. This is the 7th of the Adeva Insights Series. Today we have Kira Trajkovski with us. He will be speaking about how to become a great manager and leader the right way. Let's see what that is. So Kira has been in the industry for several years now, started as an engineer and is moving up the ladder more towards the management positions. So I think we can take a lot of valuable insights from his experience and see how to put that into practice for your own career growth. Kira, go ahead, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. Today, as Kata mentioned, we will go to the session about becoming a great manager or leader the right way. Here is the agenda for today. We will speak about why management and leadership. We will see the comparison about leader versus boss. Then we're going to talk about the full career path, my career path from starting as a developer to a manager and all the challenges in between. Then we will mention some best practices, some frameworks and methodologies, challenges, of course, and tips and tricks in the end. So all of this that I'm going to talk about is my own story. How my own career path that I started as a developer. I've spent like more than 7 years in development. Then I switched to management, and for all the details, we will go on the next slides, and I will explain what were the challenges up front. I will start with this quote from Rockefeller. So he's saying, management is the efficiency in climbing the ladder of success, and leadership determines whether the ladder is leaning against the right wall. So what he's trying to say here is that management is, with the great management skills and all this planning skills and everything you have, like a skill set as a manager, will guide you to the very end. But the leadership is showing showing us the direction that where we should head and how we should achieve that. So now I will go on the boss versus leader part. So on the right side, you have the leader here. So, and yeah, here are the differences between boss and the leader, but I will not go in details, and I will not explain all of them, but I will just mention that the leader is always part of the team. He's leading and coaching the team. He's showing how it's done, and he's helping the team to achieve the same goal that they're heading with the team. Okay, so on this slide, the central part is the management part. On the right side, you can see, so on this, the message here is that I'm trying to explain how the management should make a balance between all the teams, all the departments, all the people that they're working with. So on the right side, I'm pretty sure that everyone of you is aware about the development team, the product team, the QA engineering team, and also user experience and user interface team. But on the other side, maybe these are not that familiar departments, or as a developers, you haven't had this touch with them. The legal team, the marketing team, business operation, customer support and customer satisfaction. So these are the other side of the whole path. So the manager should make a perfect balance between and in the communication, and also in making the stakeholders happy on both sides. So it should be a balance, meeting all the stakeholder needs, and also keep the main stakeholders, the customers, satisfied. But of course, the business needs should be met as well. So on this side, on this slide, we're going to talk about the skill set for one manager. So there are multiple different skill set groups that one manager should possess. Interpersonal skills, we're going to talk about the interpersonal skills, technical skills, and conceptual skills. I will not go in details for all of them because most of them are self-explanatory, but I will explain some. So we talked about leadership, Communication skills. This is really important skill because you should try to motivate your team and coach your team. On the other side, negotiate and make conflict resolutions in order to meet to keep the scope of the project and make everyone satisfied. Influencing is also when you're with your team going on the same direction and you believe in the same goal. Decision making, this is a really important one because you should, at some point of time, you should make decisions which are really tough, but you have to prioritize the things and make the right decision for the team, for the project, for the stakeholders, which makes everyone happy. Trust building, yeah. So there is a building because it's not a one-time thing; it's a ongoing process. You have to build the trust with your all the stakeholders, providing them transparency and honesty, and that's how, yeah, with some period of time, that's how your trust is going to be built. Yeah, you should be also aware of. You should have like a political and cultural awareness as you are going to talk with stakeholders, which are in different time zones with from different cultures. So you should have this in mind. You should be pretty flexible for having, let's say, a sync call in 7 in the morning because you have to talk with someone from Singapore and so on. Analysis, yeah, this is a must. So this skill helps you in every area of the management, and I think it's pretty clear. Presentation, yeah, this is really important because you should, as a manager, you're going to have challenges of the type that one message should be conveyed in a different seniority levels of people, from managers to sales and marketing teams. So you should know how to present the same idea, the same concept, and convey the same message. On the other side, we have technical skills. So this is not a must, but it's of a huge advantage if you have it. We have a lot of so as a manager, if you have like a background in development and you're becoming a software engineering manager, then this is your strength, and this is your advantage against the other competitors or people who are working with who are, let's say, who would like to get your position. Technical skills are really important for if you have the background, you can foresee a lot of risks, which makes the whole project more stable, more and then coordination, of course. If you then you should be a technology freak. This is here because you need to be on track and be up to date with all the latest technologies and find the ways for optimizing your product, your service, whatever you're building. The next thing is conceptual skills. I think all of this is familiar to you. Planning and organizing are, I would say, important, and prioritizing because you should make the right decision. First of all, prioritizing things and then having the decision. Okay, so here I am trying to I will explain my career path, how I started. I started with the development, so I during the development I have passed through all the seniority levels of. So I started as a junior, then medior, then senior, then team lead. Then I was promoted as a software architect. Yeah, but the main and the core of the responsibilities was that we have to create the project, we have to create the service, and all the responsibilities was creating and building some kind of a service project, product, whatever. And then when I moved to management, yeah, these things were like more balancing, because here you're working with a lot of different stakeholders. You should be the perfect balance between all the stakeholders involved, all the departments that I mentioned previously, but also keeping your team motivated and coaching them and meeting also the business needs. So it's not an easy one, because you have to keep the balance until from start to end, but in between you have to estimate, plan, and organize the scope, the project schedule, the project costs, and yeah, keep everyone happy. Of course, the satisfied customers is the product. And here, and here is personal satisfaction. So this is the path that everyone will choose after, yeah, the career path that everyone will choose. But at the end of this presentation, I would like to, yeah, to share you this message that you should appreciate the managers more, because the responsibility, the set of responsibility, it's not an easy one. And we will come to the slide where, yeah, why managers are hated by developers, but yeah, we will come to that later on. On this slide, I will try to explain you what is what are the challenges and what is needed for a career change. So at first point, we have the experience, then the motivation, then the education, the challenges, and yeah, the career path that you are going to choose. I think this part is pretty clear, and I explained, and I will not go in details here, but I will focus more on the motivation. So my motivation for jumping in management was that when I was analyzing all the wrong decisions on the management board at that point of time in the company that I was working. So they were putting pressure on all of the teams, and sacrificing the team, choosing to sacrifice the team for meeting the business needs. We were working during weekends, and yeah, this was the point that I decided to jump on the other side and be part of the organizational side, on the management side, and yeah, try to make the perfect balance, keeping the team on safe, and meeting the business needs, and in the meantime, coordination and planning. So yeah, what we will need, so you will need like, yeah, this educational step is a must. I've read a lot of books about management, of course, courses, LinkedIn Learning, webinars. Then I enrolled on a course from the PMI Project Management Institute for the Project Management Professional Certification. It was a 3-month course, and it was really good base for me. So yeah, but of course you will learn with acting and yeah, with acting and using those skills. Yeah, and the challenges. So the biggest challenge is the switch. So there are 2 types of switch. You can do internal switch. So internal switch would be like if the company that you are currently employed offers you a career switch. So as a developer, you want to move to jump in management, and they are offering position to you. So you know all the people, you know all the teams. You will have like a pleasant or warm onboarding and knowledge transfer, which is that the whole situation makes more comfortable for you, which was not the case for me. But I was doing the external switch. So the company that you are not, you don't know anything for it, like you don't know the internal processes, you don't know the onboarding, anything of that. And the challenge here is you will pass through a lot of interviews, introduction, the technical case study, on-site presentation, and so on. But the real challenge is that not all of them, like most of them, are want to be confident, and not all of them will give you a chance for the switch. So you have to be really, you have to focus if you want to switch in management. You have to focus, and you have to stay strong until you find the perfect position for you, or a company that will give you a chance. And step 5 is career path. Whatever you choose, this is the direction that you will go. So on the following slide, I will go to discuss. I'm going to discuss about the frameworks and methodologies. So on the left side, you can see all the, all the famous, or the most important methodologies, or which are used nowadays. And on the right side, you can see all the frameworks and tools that are used in management. These are not all of them. There are lots of them, but I would say the most used ones. So I will start with waterfall. I assume that every one of you is aware what is a waterfall, and I'll just mention this is a sequential methodology. This methodology is sequential, and all the whole planning is done upfront. Everything you plan and everything is blocked, like the cost, the schedule, and everything is as it plans. If we have requirements change, then the whole plan will fail, and we have lost the resources. We have lost anything from the previous plan. So this is for small projects. This is a good idea and good practice. Then we have lean. So we have lean is minimizing the waste of and providing the value. So once you have like the product created and you're providing any value, lean is more focusing on the value and on the quantity, not on it's different than agile. So on the other side, agile is an iterative process, and I'm sure that every one of you is using it. Most of the software companies are using it. It's focused on responding to change. So we have a lot of agile, I would say, integration or extensions on agile, Scrum, Kanban, scaled agile, like SAFe, Spotify model, and so on. But we will, if we have time in the end, we will discuss more in details. And hybrid, so the hybrid methodology in the beginning of 1990s, hybrid was a combination of waterfall and agile. But nowadays, with all this set of methodologies for management, you have hybrid can be anything, any kind of combination. On the right side, we have the frameworks and tools. So I mentioned previously PMI, PMP, so Project Management Professional. This framework answers how. So how we are going to implement, how we're going to complete our goal. On the other side, we have Prince2. It started as a Prince, but it was only focused on the IT projects. So they have extended and they applied all these management practices for all the kinds of the projects. So that's how it became Prince2. And Prince stands for Project in Controlled Environment. So this is, it answers what, when, and who. Then we have ITIL. ITIL is IT Service Management. Yeah, it's one of the oldest and most widely used frameworks. And then we have Six Sigma. So Six Sigma is mostly focused on quality management during the manufacturing processes and stuff. But it does not have to be manufacturing. When you have your focus on the quality, you will use Six Sigma. So I will talk about the certifications that all of these frameworks and all of these the vendors are offering. So for PMP, we have one certification, which is PMP certified. For Prince2, we have 4 certifications, Prince2 Foundations, Prince2 Practitioner, and also a combination with Agile, Prince2 Agile Foundation, Prince2 Agile Practitioner. Then on for ITIL, we have 2 certifications, which are the latest for version 3 and version 4. And there is a there is a big difference between these 2 versions. And Agile, I think this is pretty clear for you. So for Agile, we have a lot of vendors which are offering certifications, certification for a Scrum Master, Product Owner, Business Analyst, and so on. So there is something which is in common for all of these methodologies and management tools and anything. So whatever whatever methodology or whatever tool you're using or framework you're using, you must do some use some management areas. So I will mention maybe most of them, but for any kind of project you can combine them. So first of all, scope. Yeah, scope management. Scope is taking care about the project, what are the project requirements and what needs to be done. And in the end, we can go in details if we have time. I will just mention what it means and what it covers. Schedule management includes the start and end date, the duration, and all the resources aligned. So it's the time that needs to taking care about or managing the time at the time frame. Cost on the other side is for the project or resources, project resources costs, but it's not just the costs, it's also taking care about how the project will be funded, from which fund and from which budget. Quality management covers or answers one question, how the end result is fulfilling the requirements which are provided previously from the scope management. So in the scope management, we are creating kind of a work breakdown structure. And here we are trying to see how the project fulfills these requirements. On the other side, we have risk management. So risk management is trying to estimate, foresee all and manage and control all the risks that are going to that can happen, and how all of them can be mitigated. And then stakeholder management. This is stakeholders are all the people who are involved, impacted in the project. It could be organization, it could be a person, it could be a team, and division. So this is just stakeholder management is how all the people are going to be interconnected. Communication is just taking care about the monitoring the channels of communication between all the stakeholders, all the resources in the project. And resource management is taking care. We're not talking about just physical resources, but here we are talking about project resources, which includes also the human resources. And then I will come to the part. I'm coming to the part where we're going to see some challenges that I have been facing and which are, I would say, interesting for me. So let's say a client asks you to create any kind of system, but you have a budget and time limitation. So for creating the perfect, I would say, before starting the whole project, you need to do some estimation, some analysis. There are a lot of techniques for doing the budget estimation and schedule estimation. How first of all, you have to think about what are the resources that you will need to on your project, and then to estimate all the let's say the cost and all the overall schedule. On the other side, we have communication as a challenge. Yeah, this is a huge challenge because you're working with a lot of different stakeholders with different seniority levels, like project managers, let's say, or developers, salespeople, VPs, CVPs. So you have to pass one kind of, or convey one message on a different level, but the message should stay the same. The communication challenges involves, like if you are talking with introverts and people who cannot accept feedback or criticism. Of course, these are not the same in the same group, but we can have the same approach to them. So you should find the right way of approaching this kind of people to get feedback and also to provide feedback. There are people who are not replying on your emails, or maybe you have a late replies. So I found this, I faced this challenge, and I found that the stakeholder was pretty busy with what he was doing. He was too much on his plate. And I proposed, like I give him a call, and I proposed him preparing an agenda, and then we are going to talk about all the details on a call, which he agreed, and that's how I found a solution for no receiving email update at all. Of course, you will work with different time zones, people from different time zones and different cultures. This is a challenge, and sync between parties. After every important meeting, preparing meeting of minutes is the part when you are just writing an email with all the decisions and all the change requests and anything what was agreed on the meeting to all the people that were attendant on the meeting. So that's how you're keeping one way of being synced with all the parties. We have scope changes as a challenge because maybe not not always, but maybe sometimes, let's say sales or marketing team is asking you for putting some beautifying some features and stuff, which is called gold plating, but it's not always necessary. So it keeps the team busy, and it's not necessary. And on the other side, you can have like sales. This also happened to me. Sales unrealistic agreement. So sales was selling part of the platform, which was not created. They were selling as a solution, and so the whole pressure went to the development team, and of course working during weekends. And misinterpreted requirements. So you should be always clear about the requirements. The next one would be challenge. Schedule optimization and compression. So yeah, this is the part where all the developers are hating the managers, because when it comes to the part schedule optimization and schedule compression, they're choosing the easiest one, the crashing and doing some overtime, which makes the developers to work to have this overtime. And there are a lot of different techniques how to avoid and how to make optimization and compression on the schedule. I will mention some of them, and if we have time in the end, I will discuss this in details, because this is really important. Resource leveling and fast tracking. These are when you have activities pretty well defined, what you're going to implement in the whole project cycle. Let's say it should not be like that detailed, but you have the main activities. Then if you have the resources, you can combine the resources. So let's say one resource can work in multiple features at the same time. That's called resource leveling, and fast tracking is the same approach, but on the activities. So you're combining the activities, and one activity can start during the other is already in progress. The other challenges is how to create the right team. Yeah, this is always a challenge, and also is based on analysis and foreseeing what if you have a clear requirements about the scope, then it's easy one. And if you don't have like limitations like a budget limitation or schedule limitation, this is that makes all the things simpler. But if you have some limitations, you have to think about what kind of resources are needed here and how you're going to cover it. The next challenge is with the Spotify model. So you're managing 4 different teams, a tribe which is working for different teams in a tribe which is working on one feature. So there are 4 different teams which all have responsibilities for their own vertical, but they're working on one feature. So what is the challenge here is if they have like a different definition of done. So first of all, when you're in this kind of situation, you're trying to avoid all the risks, and that will the only solution is here to make the definition of done same for all of the teams. If that's not possible, that makes the whole situation more complex. Engage the team. So the right way to motivate and engage team members differs, and there are a lot of different people, team members, and so on. And there's a lot of I would say different theories how to engage, keep the employees motivated and engaged. One of them is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and the other one is theory Y and theory X. So theory X focuses on when the manager thinks that the people are coming at work just for money, and they want to finish just want to finish the 8 hours of work. They don't have a passion of what they're doing, and so on. On the other side, theory Y focuses more on the managers who believe in their team. They think that everyone is doing everything with a passion. It's motivated and puts no pressure on the team members. The other challenge is risk management. So not all risks can be foreseen, but for those that can be foreseen, you should be prepared and have a mitigation strategy for all of them. So one of the risks maybe which is mostly happening is adjusting the project schedule, unexpected lack of resources, people leaving, and any third-party risk. Yeah, that were the challenges, and now I will go to the part tips and tricks. Yeah, this is the part that I wanted to know earlier, but yeah, I will mention most of them here. So soft skills versus technical skills. Yeah, so you should have the soft skills and focus on the soft skills first, then the technical skills, because no matter what is a framework or methodology or whatever, you will learn it. But the soft skills, it takes time for the soft skills to find a way how to lead the team, to find a way how to, and to practice how to motivate them, to coach them, and which will guide them through the obstacles. So yeah, this is my advice here. Transparency and honesty, yeah, this is, I think, everyone, at least from the team member and all the stakeholders deserve transparency and honesty, and that's how your the trust is going to be built. Team spirit, this is really important for building having the team spirit on the highest level keeps everyone motivated, and you will reach the end, or you will reach your goal faster than expected. Always be prepared. Yeah, this is no matter you're on a meeting or you're negotiating something, always be prepared. Have everything in front of you. Have it in front of you, and also do some analysis if there are some directions which can be changed in between. Be a leader, not a boss. I think this is the whole message for the whole presentation. Leading with emotional intelligence, clear requirements. Yeah, having a clear requirement is a great benefit for everyone. So if you start with clear requirements, no one, yeah, you will not waste the project resources like a budget, and everyone will be happy. Always have a presentation with a message. So no matter what your message should be, just not add anything like which is not related to the topic that you're going to talk about. Analytical skills, yeah, this is, we already discussed this. Balance between all stakeholders. Of course, you should have this and make this balance. Handling challenging stakeholders, we discussed this. Communication skills, also we did discuss the communication skills and what are the challenges. Learn to listen, I think this is really important. You have to learn to listen, and no matter if you're not understanding after describing the, I don't know, you have to be clear what you heard, because you're going to plan anything, or you're going to act according to the message that was received. Body language is really important. Yeah, building reputation and trust. So this is an ongoing process. It's not an easy one, but with time, if you're professional and if you're acting a professional and keeping the team safe and keeping the balance and meeting the business needs, you will build your reputation really fast. Try to foresee as much risk as possible. Every risk is obstacle for the project. So as much as you can, you have to foresee all the risk and have this mitigation strategy for resolving them. I discussed this meeting minutes, and yeah, and be confident what you're doing. Yeah, so I think that's all. And if we have questions, yeah, we can go with that.
Yes, we have quite a few questions, but before moving to that, I have one question that I want to ask you from your personal experience. So for the developers out there, what are some things that you think are most important when transitioning from a developer career into like management?
First of
what
all,
are some adaptations they need to make or things to consider?
Yeah, so my advice here is to focus on the soft skills first. So everything can be learned, and any kind of tool, any kind of framework, any kind of technology, but the soft skills are the ones that are built you know, slowly. And first of all, that person should be clear if they want to switch to management, because I think I have explained what are the responsibilities as a manager, keeping everything in balance, having everything in control, monitoring and controlling and planning. So yeah.
Okay, that's good. Let's see. So I shortlisted a few questions, but some more came in just now. So I will start with some of them. We might not have time for all, but I'll do my best to incorporate everything. You mentioned soft skills quite a few times. We have one question from Danica. It's what is the best way to improve one's soft skills or non-technical skills?
What is the best way to improve?
Yes.
With experience, of course. The best way to improve the skills, to be present, to take some, take some notes, what you have done wrong, and to improve it next time. So, but that comes with experience, of course.
Do you have some tips about how to start noticing maybe what you did wrong, what you did well, or maybe some books that helped you with this, or is it mostly experience?
Yeah, it's an experience, and you have to be, of course, if you're in learning mode, and you want to improve your overall skill set about, let's say, soft skills, and you are aware that your soft skills are not on the highest level, you're noticing the differences you can learn from the others, of course, but you have to work on yourself to improve them, and it comes with your experience.
Okay. So Danica, you'll need to work on that on your own. Let's see. We have one for managing cross-cultural teams. Now, I'm not sure, in your experience, have you been working with teams that are across cultures, or was it mostly?
Yes.
Okay, so if you have any tips about, I mean, this is a question from the audience. So what is the best way to manage cross-cultural teams?
Yeah, first of all, you should find the perfect balance, or the perfect time slot, how you're going to communicate with them, how you're going to sync with them, and how you're going to start the project with them. And then these teams are called virtual teams. And so these teams, once you find the perfect slot for sync call or sync meeting, then you should keep that, because also that slot should be available for the other team members, and you should be aware that you should find the perfect slot for communication in between. And once you have that, if you're working, let's say, agile, then it's an easier, because with agile you will have like all the processes, sprint planning, sprint retrospective, and daily stand-ups where you are syncing in between about who is working on what, and so on. So yeah, the biggest challenge is to find the perfect slot for which suits everyone. And yeah, the next thing is the cultural awareness. But yeah, that's like a
whole new topic.
Yeah, it's a new topic, but again, the biggest challenge is the time slot, because whoever you have best practices, you have processes established, so that they should be followed, right?
Right. Okay, now we have two that are similar around communication between managers and the team. So the first one is, I will combine them and you can answer together. The first one is, how do you create an environment where people can speak up and suggest ideas to the product managers? And on the other side, what is the best way to deliver feedback to the manager? So two different communication ways.
Okay, I will start with the second one. So if the manager is transparent and honest, and have this, let's say, one-to-one meetings with them, and he's sharing the feedback from his side towards the developers, let's say, then I think also the developers or the other side will be more open to them, and they will collect the feedback they want. And about the first one, can you repeat what was the?
So how do you as a manager create an environment where people can speak up and suggest ideas about a product?
Okay, so About sharing ideas, there are a lot of, let's say, there are a lot of different sessions where you can, one example would be, let's say after the sprint retrospective, I don't know, you will have a session to lessons learned, what we have learned in this iteration, and how we can improve our communication, how we can improve our product, and so on. So you can have a separate session on that, discussing ideas, and when the project manager, of course, is going to collect every idea for everyone, but of course these ideas should be in sync with the sales, and because the sales and the product team is responsible for the customer needs, of course, and they should be shared with them as well.
Okay. Any tips on how to stop micromanaging?
How to stop?
Yes.
I don't know, I haven't think about it.
Okay, maybe we can circle back to it.
Yeah.
What is the #1 book that you'd recommend for someone to read if they want to transition to project management?
That would be Project Management Book of Knowledge.
Project Management Book of Knowledge.
Book of Knowledge, yeah, it's from the PMI.
Okay.
All the processes are pretty well explained and in details. So, yeah.
Nice. Okay, this is a good one. So it's from Nuno. I've moved from individual contributor to manager, like you did. How to keep balance between friendships with those he manages and leading them?
How to keep friendships? Okay.
I mean, friendships with colleagues, I guess. So people that were your friends before, who were on the same level with you, and now you need to manage them. If I understand it right, Nuno, if it's not correct, you can type it again.
Okay, I will answer this one because maybe we will not receive a confirmation about that.
Yes, correct. He says.
Okay, so yeah, first of all, you should be professional what you're doing, no matter if the team members are or the stakeholders are your friends. You should be aware that everything should go smooth and and keeping everyone happy. But first of all, you need to be professional what you're doing, and what happens after work. It's a different topic. But yeah, the professional approach is, because if you're not professional, if you have that friendly approach with those people, the others will be frustrated. So I think keeping the professional level here is the best approach.
Okay, and this is related to what you spoke about, having the sales team sell something that wasn't developed yet. How do you handle that? How do you say no to sales?
Okay, no, this should be before before sharing this requirement with the, let's say, the development team. This should be approved from the project manager. So project manager knows exactly at one point of time what are the developers working on, and also he's with the collaboration with sales and marketing. So first of all, he should negotiate and try to before sales team can act, try to sync with the project manager, so the project manager can present why this solution or why this idea won't work, and you cannot sell it on a customer, because we're talking about feature which is not yet developed, and the sales team is selling to the customer, which puts the whole pressure, and also the project manager, if this decides to sacrifice the development team, which it's the opposite of motivation.
And what happened when your sales manager sold something? I mean, in the experience you shared before, did you develop the feature?
Yeah, of course. We were working during weekends.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And have you had a case where you said, I'm sorry, this can't be developed, or did you always try to make it work?
Yeah, so when you have your pressure behind you, it's a different story. So once the manager agrees on that idea from the sales, he needs to push it. So the only way he can push the idea to a realization is the development team and all the teams that are working on the feature, like not just the development team. Here are involved the quality assurance team, the design team, you know. So yeah.
Yep. How to build trust and avoid being misunderstood in the process?
Trust is ongoing process. I mentioned this multiple times. Misunderstanding, yeah, you should be clear about what you're trying to say, and I really appreciate direct approach. You should because I think everyone who is in let's say working in the company which is developing or creating a product or a service or whatever, they're grown men. So like direct approach is really appreciated, because if you try to say it on a different way, maybe it can be it will be get like on a different way. So if you keep it like straight and simple, you will surpass, or you will convey the message, the correct message, your thought, your idea. And yeah, that's the only way for misunderstanding. And that's why you should avoid sometimes, if you have an opportunity to communicate, or there is a chance for yeah, to pass any kind of information or convey a message, do it on site, do it, you know, not with an email, because it can be misinterpreted or misunderstood.
And let's close with one last question, because I don't think we'll have time to go through all of them. So this is, and it's a nice one to close the session with. What is the difference, in your opinion, between a good and a great manager? So what are the small things that make this difference?
In my opinion, soft skills.
So it's always soft skills.
Yeah, I would say not always, but let's say 70-30. 70%, if you have 70% for soft skills and 30% for technical skills, having the right management practices learned, and all the techniques and technologies and tools. But I think soft skills are making the huge difference and making that distance between good or great manager.
And what are the top three soft skills that you would emphasize here?
I will mention communication, the first as a first one. Then, yeah, communication is really important. Transparency and honesty, and leadership.
Great. Okay, well, thank you, Kira, so much for this lovely presentation. Thanks to everyone who joined us. This will go on our YouTube channel in the next days, so you will be able to rewatch it, or you know, just focus on some part of it that was more interesting for you. Also share it with friends who haven't managed to see it live, and we'll be here next month again with something new and interesting to share with us. So make sure to subscribe and come back again. Thanks again. Have a lovely evening or rest of your day wherever you are, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you everyone for joining.